Here I am just minding my own business, and these two come over again. What am I gonna do with these guys? But hey, welcome back to another season of Flavor Blast. It's season 2, it's the start. As you can see, we're a couple days in. Corrupt Pony's just kind of a psycho. Myself, I only have a slight enchanted diamond suit. It's not crazy or anything. I just got started. With work and everything, I've been pretty busy, but these guys have been on the server pretty much nonstop. Pony already has converted an entire mushroom island to his base, so he's already getting going. They have the end, fully conquered already and everything. So I'm just kind of lacking here behind. I have a few things planned, but first I want to go ahead and get into what's different this season. So, with the release of 1.17, the first part of the Cliffs and Caves update, we knew we wanted to update our server also and, start fresh with a new season. After playing it for about a year, things kind of get stale and we wanted to play with the new terrain and everything. However, when they decided to split the update into 2 parts, it left us with a lot of issues. Some servers, like the Hermitcraft server for example, decide to play with the vanilla game, smaller area, that way when the next part of the update comes out they can load new terrain further out and have it. We decided that wasn't the best option for us. We wanted to play with the new terrain now. Therefore, what we decided to do was use the data packs that use the old snapshot generation to put it in the game now, because we wanted to have the full update experience as much as possible. However, what that does is, yes, we do get the new terrain. It is, all the way down to negative Y64. It's really great. Like, these caves look awesome. However, it comes with some big issues, such as when part 2 of the update is released, our world won't be compatible. Therefore, the way we decided to go about this was use the overworld more as a temporary spot, for caving and gathering resources, starter homes, whatever. We decided that when the next part of the update comes out, we're going to wipe the whole overworld fresh and start new from there. And, we don't want to have a season that's only 6 months long. We want to have time to do all of our farms and everything. Therefore, we decided to challenge ourselves and live solely in the nether and the end dimensions, building our full bases, our storage systems, everything in those 2 dimensions. The overworld's just going to be for projects that we can't do in them, and for resource gathering and stuff. Since it's all temporary, we're going to reset it all, it doesn't super matter. We also plan on, still putting the core farms in the spawn chunks, for example. Like, we have an iron farm already set up and everything. There's a few things that we just can't do, so we still do need the seed in the overworld for it. As far as the seed goes, we spawn on a small little island. We have a player already building a base off to the side of it. We're just on the outside of a massive mesa desert. Therefore we have an abundance of the terracotta clay and sand and everything to gather resources, easily, because that's the point. And when the next update comes out, we're gonna kind of just roll the dice and see what kind of seed we get. We should at this point have a fair amount of resources gathered, so it wouldn't super matter if we got a poor one. If you decide you want to take a look and join this server, there's a few ways to go about it. You can message myself or any of my mods on Discord. One of the rules is you have to be a part of the Flavor Blast Discord in order to play. Therefore, you will need to at least join the Discord. Message one of us. I always have like 1 or 2 mods on at a time. You can message me also. This is just our general chat, pretty self-explanatory. If you drop down to Minecraft server information, this is all the information and everything you'll need to play on here. It kind of just goes over a few things, such as the overworld being reset. We're going to be living inside the nether and stuff. We have some rules set up, just to make things like tunneling a little bit easier. I also designated a mod per world. Tie-Dye Gaming is going to be in charge of the nether. He has a few things set up to go with there. And Corrupt Pony will be leading our end dimension. So if you have any specific questions about one of those dimensions, you can direct it toward them. It will be their specific project to do so. Also in this page, it will show you what data packs, plugins, any crafting tweaks we are currently using. We also have our rules page and everything. However, if you get this far and you decide you want to play, what you need to do is jump over to mod help, and you will send us your name right there, and one of us will actually get back to you and get you whitelisted. So we might ask you to fill out a small little application or something, but this is how you get whitelisted. Let's go ahead and jump back over to on the FlavorBlast server with our next project. Right now we are just standing here and Clean's showing us all of his skins. The dude's a mad lad, constantly making skins for himself. There's some really good ones too. However, I wanted to take this opportunity and show you what I have going so far and what my immediate plans for this season are, because it's super different like you just saw. Right now, I pretty much just made camp in a small village. Nothing crazy. I have a couple chests here. We have a couple villagers going. I wanted to get going somewhere with villagers, even though I haven't touched them yet. However, I trapped these guys over here in a zombie-proof little hut here. It's zombie-proof because this isn't a full block height right here, so baby zombies can't get in there, and they can't get in there to hit them, so it's completely zombie proof right here. And we look at this guy, look at that, a mending villager for 18 emeralds this early on. It's crazy. That's going to be what gets us a crazy start. I'm super excited for that. Otherwise, I just have a couple chests here with some light stuff. Nothing crazy so far. I look forward to building out of the amethyst blocks, so I'm super excited for that. Right over here, I have a small carrot farm so that I can breed up my pigs. I finally got a food source going, so that's nice. Right over here is where I've been spending an embarrassing amount of time, I actually have to say. I like to come over here at nighttime, swim down here, and a bunch of glowsquid and axolotls will spawn here. So I like to just sit over here and watch them and capture them, because I have some big plans coming up, and that's actually going to be one of the first projects we work on here in just a little bit. I want to make a axolotl farm, and I want to just get an insane amount of axolotls going. That way, they're just so cute and everything, and maybe I can trade them with other players. And if I get a lot of those rare blue ones in, then that would actually, bring a good trading price. So that's going to be my start here. I know everybody's kind of looking for the blue ones. And a little thing here is I got a lot of these cyan ones. However, these ones are not the blue ones. They kind of look like it if we drop him right here. Even though he is relatively blue, he's not a blue axolotl. They are like super dark blue, and once I finally get one, I will show you guys the difference. It is quite large. But you can see here, I have a decent start. You can breed these guys up with, I think it's tropical fish, but I don't want to go get tropical fish. And making the farms for them are pretty easy, and if you do it right, you'll get a bunch of Glowsquid ink sacs also, which will be a nice trading thing at the start also. So these guys are going to be my money makers, hopefully, to start with. And, if not, they're at least a very new mob for the update, and I just enjoy catching them as is. However, over here, we have a small enchanting table set up. We have an ender farm already, so this one's just like if I need to enchant something real quick at my base, more for decoratives. It's probably going to move here in a little bit because I also plan to live in the nether for the first part of this season. And I want to just get in there, make a couple small huts and everything, and make it very homey. But so I've got that going, and if we come over here, I have our... Look how crazy this is. How far we drop down to get to negative Y55. But I have a small farm mine over here, and it's been so crazy hard to get diamonds so far this season. How the snapshot generation is right now, it's the deeper you go, the higher the chances for diamonds are. So we're sitting at negative 55 here, and it's insanely hard to get diamonds right now. I've been mining for hours already, and this is pretty much all the diamond stuff I've gotten right here. So it's been pretty crazy. I'm also saving up all my cobble deep slate because I don't know exactly what I want to do yet. I'm in the planning stages for my final base, but I know I'm going to be using a lot of deep slate, so I'm already saving that up and along with some of the other new blocks. But that's pretty much what I have going so far. Like I said, I am going to make an axolotl farm like here real soon. Like, otherwise, I plan to move into the Nether this episode. I want to actually at least get some structures going. That way, I'm not just having a bunch of chests right here in the middle. This little section will be my overworld base. You know, not a lot going. Like, I might throw my villagers up here and stuff. Oh, we do have a breeder right over here already. It's real small. Did I actually pass it? Oh, it's right in here is where we get the babies. You can see a couple feet there. They are on the inside of this mountain. But this is going to be my overworld base. I don't know how tied I'm going to be to it. I'm going to try to live mostly out of the Nether this season. And maybe move to the end once I'm ready to start working on my final base. But at least for the near future, I'm going to be in the Nether. So let's go ahead and get cracking with our first farm of the season, the Axolotl farm. With the Axolotl being the new mob of 1.17, I figured a little, you know, hands-on, do-it-yourself farm would actually be really fitting. So let's go ahead and get started. I decided I want to put it right here where this little lake is already. So first I'm going to have to move them all, and the reason I chose this area is because it's best if you make it at 64 or a little bit lower. And that's because they can only spawn at sea level, and that's exactly what this is. So it's kind of the perfect spot for it already. So I'm just gonna go through here and capture all these guys. And I'm gonna go ahead and move them in a, oops, did I just empty that out? You can see how hard they are, they're so annoying. But I prepared a couple chests right over here. I'm gonna move these guys probably, you know, I don't know how big I'm gonna make the farm, but right here is gonna be good for now. So I'm just gonna grab them all, throw them in this chest. These guys, they keep telling me that they're not in the way. They don't even know I'm filming. You guys, you're gonna be watching this video, seeing this, and you're gonna be like, wow, we weren't in the way at all. But you guys don't even know what could happen. It could happen right now, Corrupt. You would never know. You couldn't get your armor on in time. All that stuff's mine. Give me those wings. You're lucky. I'll give it to you this time. I'll give it to you this time. Alright, so we have all the axolotls captured and put over here. Not a lot of them. It looks like a lot more once they're in there. But anyway, and I have the farm outlined right here. It's starting to become nighttime, so we'll hurry up with this right here. I have this outlined. This is where the farm's going to go. It's going to actually go under the ground here, so it shouldn't be too disruptive, even if it is. Oh, look at that. Even if it is, it's not a huge deal. But what I'm going to do right here now is I'm just going to come over here underneath my frame, and I'm going to block it off. And then we're going to fill in this water that I'm currently in right now because we don't need it. The actual farm's going to go in this section right here. So I'm going to go ahead and get that, and I'm going to start digging this down, and I'll meet you back here in just a little bit. Normally you go down by 6 from the top one. I went down 7, however, because I want my lid to lay flush with the ground. I don't want you to know this farm's there unless you're looking for it or you know about it. So I dug down 1 extra, and that is from the top here. So this one's actually the surface. I dug down 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're looking at the 8th one right here. And one of the things you need to look for is when you need all of the natural stones on the bottom here. So that would be, you know, stone, andesite, diorite, granite, and any of the blocks on the bottom that aren't that, you need to remove. So there's one dirt over here I left. We can go ahead and remove that, and now it's a spawnable spot. So what we're going to do next is we're going to take our water, and we're going to put them every other, and then take from the middle, and that creates infinite water. And then we just keep doing that, and we need to fill up 2 of the 4 sides here to make the layer all source blocks. Alright, so now once you get the second layer, it should all turn into full source blocks. Alright, so I lied. It was the bottom row, then 3 above it, coming to a total of 4 of these layers wide. And they all have to be source blocks again. You have to go through and do that to all 4 of these layers. And then above that, we're going to be taking any temporary block. I'm using sandstone and netherite because these are super easy to mine in survival mode here. And we're going to go ahead and fill this whole top layer with temporary blocks. And we're going to be removing these here shortly. Alright, so once you get this far, these guys are making this entertaining, that's for sure. Since I've made this farm, Clean has already died. This is gonna be the third time. So it's going pretty great, you know, I gotta say. Poor dude. He just doesn't learn, does he? Poor dude. Well, that's 3 times. Anyway, from this next step here, we go ahead and take our water one more time. And we're going to be putting it at the top here. And you're only going to put it on one of the sides. And that is because we want flowing water at the top to push any items that the axolotls will get from here. So we're going to put it all along this side. And this is kind of important here because you need to put it on the opposite side of where you want your collection system going. So once you get here, it should be stopping right about this next block here. And then you could go ahead and remove this one that I'm breaking is not necessary. However, it's going to make things easier for me. So I'm going to go ahead and remove these blocks and the one below it. That way we can go ahead and get the collection system going. Alright, and as you can see by the water here, this farm is limited to 8 because we use the water flowing mechanic to collect for our collection. However, you can make this farm as long as you want. So it's just really dependent on your early game how much iron you have. Right here I have you know, about 20 or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the collection here. I'm gonna point the block in this direction so I can take the hopper outline, and I'm just gonna fill along here with the rest of them. Alright, and once you have your hopper line all the way stretched across the side here, we're going to take stairs and we're going to place them so that they're upside down here. And the reason we're doing this is axolotls can't get stuck in here and die from not being in the water or anything. And this will still make it so any of the items that are caught up here will get flown down into here. I've seen some videos where they use like honey or fences or something like that, and it works the same. It's just, you know, this one's significantly cheaper, and you know, there's really no need to do anything crazy like honey, for example. Alright, from here I went ahead and put in the collection chest, and now we're just going to go ahead and remove all of this here, and then the next step is actually the worst one by far. Alright, and once you get all those blocks removed, you will see that the items are not floating up all the way, and that's because the blocks that we just removed are actually missing the source block right there. So this part's going to be the really annoying part. We need to fill this second from the top layer with source blocks, and because you can't see what you're doing, you just kind of have to remember. So the trick is just really try to go every other. So I did the first one, now do that one, and then this one, then this one, and then the corner. Alright, and you will know when it's right because you can be able to throw a block anywhere in here and it should raise to the top, fling over, and for some reason all the items always do this with this design, but it'll swing over here, hit this, and then shoot down, and then you'll see it raise back up. And once it goes all the way up and it doesn't get stuck like right at the hopper line, you'll know that you've gotten them all. So I like to throw a couple items all the way across the edge and then make sure I fill them. And then once I look back and notice that they're all missing, that's when I know I've done it correctly. So as you can see, that guy flows all the way back up to the top and then gets collected. And from there, the farm is pretty much done. It's just covering it up and making sure it's 100% dark in there. And that will actually mean a couple of things. So you can use any full block along the top here. I'm going to be using dirt because, like I said, I want this farm to be relatively hidden compared to some other farms I've made. So I'm going to go ahead and throw dirt all along the top here, remove, you know, my barriers and everything, and then I'll show you what to do with the chest to make sure that it's 100% dark. Alright, so there's lots of ways to do this. You can make a small little room that you walk down a long corridor to get to and everything. However, I'm just going to be a little bit on the lazy side, and I'm just going to go ahead and put some moss stone here. You know, that way it blocks the light from the chest because it's not a full block, and the hopper next to it's not a full block either. So I'm going to do that so I know where my chests are, and then I'm just going to go through here and fill in the rest of this and try to make it look as natural as possible. I mean, I'm probably not going to try all that hard because, you know, there's really not a huge point. But now I'm just going to go ahead and remove this, and the grass will grow eventually. But first I'm going to go ahead and dip my head in there. So you want to just double check that there's no light. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to go in here, do that. It should be relatively easy to tell if there's light leaking through, but it looks like we're good for the most part. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, and then I'm going to build my AFK spot. So my man Clean just said you can't make something tall and not expect him to MLG it. What he doesn't know is I can very much expect him to, and I have countermeasures. So I'm just going to go ahead and wait for him to get up there, and I'm going to wait for him to jump. I'm going to try to pick up his water as he... Alright, come on. First of all, I wasn't even close. Second of all, neither was he. Oh, Clean. Alright, so I should have all the scaffolding in place. About the magic number is 120 away from the farm. So just to double check, we are going to be at 63, and I'll see you up there. So I went ahead and made the AFK platform all the way up there at 125 above where we are. And if you go ahead and fly down here, you can see we're already getting spawns and everything. I don't know why we're getting a lot of squid farms also, but it doesn't matter. It uses a different mob cap and everything. And I'm not looking to have this be the most efficient farm. I'm just looking to get a couple axolotls and a handful of glowsquid ink sacks also. So it's working well enough for me for the start already. Alright, so now it is the next day. I've actually spent quite a bit of time over here, AFK, watching what's going on and everything. So we do have a little bit to show you guys. There's a handful more people online right now too, so that's awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and jump down here to this chest. Oh yeah, that's right, I cleared it out. Never mind, don't look at the chest, don't look at the chest. Over here is where I want to show you. Look at all this glowsquid, ink sacs, and regular ink sacs. I also got a nautilus shell, that's super cool. And I got a little bit more axolotls here. So the thing is, there's a handful of things that I did wrong with this farm, there's a handful of things I did right. If we look at the F3 right here, it looks like our biome is all river right through here, beach right through here, and a lot of ocean elsewhere. That is why we're getting so many things spawning inside our little farm there, because squid are farming, dolphins are spawning, drown, everything. So that's something that if you guys decide to build this farm, make sure you look at the biome first. You can find it right down there, bottom left hand side. Yeah, see, this is ocean right through here, and river and everything. So double check your biome. If you want just ink sacs and axolotls, build it somewhere else like a plains or something. It's not a huge deal for me. I'm still getting the drops that I need, and I got a nautilus shell. And the reason I did that is because I put some of my own axolotls in there, and I think they killed a drown that had a nautilus shell. And it counted as my kill because they were my pet. However, I can't really do that because drowns spawn in there and they fight each other and it kills my axolotls. So unfortunately I can't do that. So it just makes the farm a little bit slower, and I get rotten flesh from it also. I also got all these things over here, but Pony gave me those, so we don't look at those. However, that's unfortunately all I have time for today. It was a lot shorter of an episode than I was expecting. Well, I say that, but I think I'm close to done editing it. It's like 22 minutes or something right now. So I guess it's actually a pretty long episode compared to what I normally do. However, thank you for watching and stopping by. If you decide to join the Discord and join the server, we're very welcoming. You can see there's a handful of people on right now, so it's still pretty busy. There's a lot going on. And if you like the video, feel free to give me a like or a dislike, honestly they both help, and leave a comment. And until next time, I'm BerryCrunch. Thanks for watching.